None of the following has been fact-checked.
Love, love, love lifted me. I was sinking deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore. Very deeply stained within, sinking to rise no more.
How else have you come here?
And your name?
David Allen. Yeah.
David Allen.
David Allen. I see I'm being filmed, so I figure it's...
Sure.
Yeah.
What are you?
My business card says pastor, naval officer, Jesus freak.
Okay.
Mine at work says zookeeper.
You know, yeah. And a deep sea diver, visionary, you know. I was absolutely not guilty. You know, I was kind of a big shot in Los Angeles, and I was literally homeless. I was the son of the king. I mean, I was always out here blowing the horn. I was pro se, and I just had all these debts, and I got beat up. I'm going to Israel in March. I made some mistakes. Yeah. I was a big shot. I've been cooked in a police car in there until I was doing the floppy chicken. It's an absolute miracle story. I said, please take this mess I made of my life. And I don't mean to be jumping down your throat on all this, but that's just me. It used to say shofar blower, so I blew it in there. I didn't see it because I was, busy. But so they were down the road. My favorite thing to do in the world is baptize people. Absolutely nothing I'd rather be doing than baptize. I can't prove scientifically there's a God. Kind of like I got ground into the ground, And from there, he grew me and prospered me. And that's a person with a personality and traits already there. And so since then, I've just been, so who cares what your name is? What are you about? My abortion in 1973, you can't say, I lost my baby. You can't. And it's not politically correct. And my high school sweetheart got pregnant. They call her
You guys still stay in contact?
Well, no, but we just, we know what's going on.
You follow each other on Facebook?
No.
Oh.
It's a kind of, I know. Yeah. Anyway, so my son is in heaven. Those babies are fine. All 64 million babies in this country alone, they're fine. Anyway, so 20 years later, so 1992. I was a big shot. I was a naval officer and a deep sea diver. I was kind of a big shot, and all of a sudden I lost everything. I mean, I lost my job. I lost my wife left with my two small kids, and I just had all these debts. And I was literally homeless, face down on the carpet. So I started reading everything Jesus said. I want to know what Jesus said. So 5 months later, and I went up to a redwood forest above Oakland, completely isolated by myself. I said, God, homeless, that's fine. Destitute, good, I'm there, no problem. I said, but just one thing. I said, look at this mess I made of my life. Please take this mess I made of my life. And the next morning, my old company calls me up. Hey, we need you back in Pittsburgh right away.
Yeah.
So I'm driving to Pittsburgh. And then another company calls me. Hey, we need you in Boston right now.
Wow.
And I got at the water park with my two little boys, and I get another job offer.
Wow.
Now, I can't prove scientifically there's a God.
Yeah.
I found out that I'd been saved. This is nuts. Well, I don't know. I don't know the details on that. Saying I blew the shofar in there in 2010 before it opens. I got a little famous because of that. They told me later that when I was blowing, there were people that were crying. There were one guy was, is a Jewish guy. He didn't want to hear it.
Right.
People were praying in tongues. That was back in the day. I can't go into a lot of detail, but well, you read that book, but now in hindsight, I was absolutely not guilty. It did not fit the definition of trespass. And they had false evidence. They harassed the pro-life people that came. False exhibits, false evidence. My abortion in 1973, that event in 2010 have given me a voice to be in charge of this, And not just anybody could lead this. So that's my qualifications. I made some mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we start?
All right. That building is excavated. We go down about 30 feet. This is a 30-foot tall granite wall. It was limestone, but we decided to go with granite. Shown here, we've actually got the inventor of the biggest laser cannon in the world. At night, once your baby's name and your testimony play, it sweeps up into that laser and gets shot into the sky.
Kind of bit like a heaven
Like an arrow.
imagery. Okay, I
So
see.
from the outside, you'll see this wall, and every so often, you'll see an arrow go off. We said, this is nuts. It's the biggest one in America, but it's also the biggest one in the Western Hemisphere. And that's their profit center these days. They're not doing abortions. That's where they bring in the babies to process the raw babies from other clinics.
They bring in raw babies from
Yeah,
other clinics?
yeah. That's for the baby body parts processors. The baby body parts processors.
What is a late-term baby?
Right up to birth.
Like, like up to, you're talking like 39
I'm
weeks,
going to
40?
drop to the hour before the baby's born.
Oh, I didn't know
Late
that.
term. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I lost my baby. It's not politically correct. It's a prison of shame. I was there. But the only way out of it is to say, God, I'm sorry. And boom, there's the key. It's in your face banner. It talks about baby body parts. They're making some sweet music. I don't mean to start preaching, but you guys are good ears, so I'm going to stay talking.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I wonder what my son will be like. Now, I know where my son is. My son is in heaven. Because as soon as those X's and Y's, and he'll go. So those babies are fine. All 64 million babies in this country alone, they're fine. They're making some sweet music.
Stained within, sinking to rise no more. But the master